Wait. Hold on here. Is this the barbershop? Is this the barbershop?
Yes, it is.
It's the barbershop.
Yes.
Wait, I mean, we can't talk street in the barbershop. Then where can we talk street? We can't talk street nowhere else. You know, this ain't nothing but healthy conversation. That's all.
You gotta tell who the park down.
It ain't nobody exempt in the barbershop. You know that. Ain't nobody exempt. You can talk about whoever and whatever, whenever you want to in the barbershop.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the news it fits. I'm losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip. You choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
Yeah. There's no mercy in this world, just hunger-thirsty persons in different versions. Each new update, that shit worsens. Why? Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. Yo, do me a favor, don't treat me like a neighbor. Don't need the different flavors of your problems just to savor. I've got my own issues, I need a comb to get through. Don't need to groan with you, just go get your own tissue.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind?
The mute monster got me early. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Barbershop Talk, ladies and gentlemen. We have a great show that we're about to embark on tonight. Now, I see you guys coming in already, so hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, so we can go ahead and start this conversation. Let me know you're here so I can shout you out. Listen, at any time you have anything you want to say, you put it in the chat. Tonight, the fellas will be talking tonight. So the females are allowed to listen, but the fellas are allowed to come up because this is Barbershop Talk, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it is. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. That is free. If you want to donate to the channel, you see the super chat at the bottom of the channel. Hit that super chat button and don't tell me you love me. Show me you love me and hit the super chat. All right. Also, if you want to give by Cash App, bam, at the bottom of the screen just popped up right there. You can also send a Cash App, give your boy some, I'm traveling tomorrow, so you can give your boy some traveling grace, traveling prayers, and some traveling change to go in his pocket. All right, so I appreciate you guys there as well. Like, again, tonight, the show is, why don't black men just pick black women? I was talking to this lovely young lady that was amazing. She's an amazing woman of God, amazing woman, just all around. She's just an amazing, amazing person. And as we were talking about this conversation, we was having this conversation today, and she mentioned, just why can't black men just pick black women? And I said, you know what? You've inspired a show, and we're going to have a show. So she's watching now. So thank you so much for the idea. Thank you for the inspiration. I appreciate you. You know I do. And much love to you. All right. So we're going to have this conversation tonight. I got a video that I'm going to play. We're going to stop and start it, because I don't want to play I don't want to play it in its entirety, because I don't want anybody to lose any key points. All right. It's an older video from back in 2017, but it's relevant today based on the conversation that I had today. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, the seventh bald-headed wonder of the world is in the building tonight. All right. The seventh bald-headed wonder of the world is in the building tonight to come up and have this conversation with me. You know him, but everybody know he's famous for this special and viral comment he made on my show about a year ago. Here he is.
One of the toughest things any man has ever done is turn down a nice piece of willing, steaming ass piece of pussy.
Ladies and gentlemen, yours truly. Our Payne is in the building. What's going on, my guy?
What's going on, man? What's happening?
Good to see you, man. That clip made you famous.
Yeah, okay. Hey, man, well, you know what? It's true. So what else? What can I say? I can't keep running away from it. That's just true like a mom.
Exactly. All right, hold on just a second. I got to get my boy right. Got to change my glasses here. All right, so I see we got a super chat already. We got somebody with the first donation of the night. That's going to be Curtis Moore, man. Thank you so much. Curtis Moore, $9.99. Thank you for the $10 super chat, man. He said, "What's up, BMU? I appreciate you for keeping us entertained throughout the week. Sending blessings your way, brother. Let's get the show started with a Hulk praise break. One time, rest in peace, Double H." All right, he wants the Hulk praise break. That's what I'm going to give him. All right, here we go. Let me give you the Hulk praise break. And thank you for the $10 super chat. Here we go.
Whatever you need, whatever you need, whatever you need.
All right. Thank you so much, Curtis Moore, man. If you want to give more Curtis Moore, if you want to send a cash app, if you want to do that as well, man, hey, please do that. You want it because Curtis Moore, he's one of the biggest contributors. He be showing some love in the super chat. So thank you, Curtis Moore, man. If you want to split it up tonight, you want to send 10 to the super chat and 10 to the cash app, bro. Hey, I ain't finna stand in your way. All right, man. But we love you, brother, man. We appreciate you, man, for always being here and supporting the channel, my brother.
Definitely, Curtis is the sponsor, man. He's the sponsor.
Yeah, Curtis is the sponsor tonight. Absolutely, man. Thank you, Curtis. All right. So, our Payne, how are you doing? How's the wife? How's the family? How's the daughters? All that good stuff.
Everything's cool, man. You know, I can't. You know, everything's cool, man. I had to take my car to the shop today and shit.
Yeah.
I can't leave the place without paying at least 700 Bs, man.
Jesus Christ.
So thank goodness my daughter, you know, we share the car. I make her pay half and shit now, you know.
Oh, okay.
You know, dude, you paying half. Shit, you paying half.
That's
the chicken's loaded.
Absolutely.
So anyway, but that's no big deal, man. I gotta keep it running. I got my actually, believe it or not, I have a Charger from 2011.
Okay.
I don't have that many since the pandemic. I didn't drive it much. So once she started driving, she drives it more than I do. It's in nice shape too. I keep it up.
Okay. All right, man. Well, thank you again for being here, man. I appreciate it. If you're coming in right now, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. That's free. Also, hit the Cash App if you want to get your boy a cup of coffee for his trip tomorrow, and or hit the super chat just like Curtis Moore just did for the first super chat of the night, the $9.99 super chat, man. I appreciate you again. All right. So, our Payne, I want to get your thoughts before we start about why don't black men just pick black women? Why do black men have to go and get Indian women, white women, Mexican women? Why can't black men just pick them a sister?
Well, you know what? Unfortunately, black men still try to pick black women. They just price themselves out of the market. I thought black men should stop trying to pick black women, you know, for the most part, unless those women are worthy. And I think we got it backwards. I think the men have gotten it backwards so long, you know. We're supposed to be picking them, but we're letting them do the choosing. And a lot of men, you know, don't have enough self-esteem to say, listen, I don't want to put up with this bullshit just because you're cute. Here's my thing. As an average man, and I say this all the time, as an average man, pretty women are a dime a dozen. There's pretty women everywhere. They're a dime a dozen. And so when we put them up on these false pedestals, now, for a rich man, of course, they're a dime a dozen. But I think a guy who's just a regular smuggler guy who would give his life for a woman and his family and dedicate everything to a woman if she just remains loyal, he should have that mindset. If it ain't you, it's going to be somebody else. And a lot of women could do a lot worse than a guy who wants to dedicate themselves to him. So, yeah, men still pick black women more than anybody else. I mean, it's still true. So when I hear this narrative that maybe we don't, there's a flow away from black women, not because black men want to leave, it's because black women have rejected us.
So you believe, I want some clarity. I want to make sure All right. I don't want to put no words in your mouth. So what you're saying is that black women have priced themselves out of the market.
No doubt.
And so when you say they price themselves out of the market, because you've been married for how many years?
I'll be 28 next month.
28 years. Okay.
38 next. 38. I'm sorry. Next month.
38. Okay. So you say they price themselves out of the market. Can you elaborate on pricing themselves out of the market? Because I want people to understand that's watching what you mean by the reason black men don't pick black women is because they price themselves out of the market.
Well, okay, so let's try to, of course, there's layers to this. So I'll answer it this way. If you think the indicator of social media, if you think social media is any indication of how people think on the outside world, even if it's not one-to-one, it's a good representation of how women think. Now, if you do any perusal on social media, let's forget about the idiots like Sheryl 7. But the average black woman who talks on social media almost never says what she's going to give to a man. It's always what she wants from him. Right? And the list of what she wants, because of whatever credentials she has, we're the most educated, all this other bullshit, right? They expect that raises their level as being a good wife, right? Or a companion. If I wanted a partner, like a business partner, yeah, you know what? Your resume is cool. But if I want you as a wife, that shit don't turn me on. Not that I don't appreciate the fact that you're smart and you got a job and you can take care of yourself. But that's not what a man looks. That's not at the top of a man's list. How many times do we talk about, God damn it, I want a woman with a PhD. She's got to make $200,000 a year. God just wants a woman who wants to give him peace, who wants to be a part of his plan. And of course, you have to have a plan to make it worthwhile. So let's assume that the guy is a stand-up dude. You don't have to be rich. He's just a stand-up dude. They want a traditional man, but they don't want to be traditional women. And from that, what I mean is traditional women, it's not that I want you to cook and clean and all that shit. That's what's sidebar, right? Because if you're working, we need to negotiate some of that. But the truth of the matter is, they're not willing to do their roles because there's some natural roles we have. Men have a natural role that we have to play, right? And when we're outside of our role, we fail. In our marriages, we fail everywhere, right? And I don't want to use the word provider. We just got to be the leader, right? And if you advocate that much, a woman starts losing respect. A woman has to understand that she falls under your covering. And if you have a plan, she's going to help you with the plan. That doesn't mean she can't have a plan of her own, but it needs to fit under your overall umbrella, or it ain't going to work. And that's why I say that when people say you shouldn't get married, I'm going to end it there. People say you shouldn't get married early. That's bullshit. You know why? Because I asked men, the only thing a woman can't do under a good communicative marriage is she can't suck nobody else's Johnson. She can have she can get more education, she could build a business, she could raise kids, she could do all of these things in her dreams and still be married at the same time. And black women forgot that. Black women lost that because of the bullshit feminism. A lot of other women didn't lose that. Right? So like those white women and those other women get married out of college, nobody said they just throw their degrees away. I'm educated and I got the man. And now he's got a plan, but I can still execute what I want to execute. But black women say, I got all this shit. So when I talk to my daughters, I understand that they fall somewhere in between because I'm their father, but they still have some mindset that, I got all this and I'm looking for a guy to take care of that. I said, well, you might have to take a little leap of faith with some of these dudes. Right? Because if they ain't coming in like at the finish line, because how many people at the finish line in their 20s?
Exactly. Exactly. And so give me just a second. Ladies and gentlemen, we got one of the baddest DJs in Michigan in the building tonight. All right. Y'all know him as JT from What We Know Podcast. But before he was a podcaster, he was a military man. And after he was a military man, he was a man who took those records that shook off a many pair of panties. Ladies and gentlemen, put your damn hands together for the one and the only JT from What We Know Podcast.
What's up, man? What's happening, partner?
What's going on, my boy?
Man, I'm chilling, man. What's popping with you, black man? What's going on with my brothers, man? What's up, Payne?
Hey man, that's tough. You still inspired me for that song AI generated, the sweet horrors of the moonlit night.
Hey, keep pimping alive.
Get over that shit. When you said there's some sweet horrors out there, I still can't get over that shit, man. That's I got
sweet.
Now,
I heard it. I said, I wonder if that was from one of our conversations.
It was, man. That shit was funny as hell. I never forgot that. I gotta make a song out of that shit.
Yes, I don't know if you've been listening, but you see the title tonight.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I've asked R. Payne. He went into detail about how black women have priced themselves out of the market. All right. For you, JT, why don't black men just pick black women? Leave these white women, these Mexican women. They don't know your pain. They don't know your struggle. Get you a black woman, marry her, have children with her, build a black family, a black marriage, and show how it's done. JT, tell me, JT, why don't black men just pick black women?
I mean, if you look at the stats, that's the craziest part. It's just slowly declining. It's because a lot of women, you just said it, they're basically they're pricing themselves out of the market of dating and marriage. What I see, and it's funny that you say this because I kind of speak from a man that's I'm not even in the game like that. I ain't really been in the dating game like how it is. My dating game is very slow. Because I don't pick women that are 20 and 30 years younger than me. Shit, I can barely pick somebody that will even be 10 years younger than me. But you already know my story. Our Payne know my story. Yeah. I'm already working. This woman is the same age as me. Mm-hmm. And we was separated for 20 years. Divorced for 20 plus years, right? Mm-hmm. So when I did get out there in the game, I seen that a lot of these women, they're not serious about picking someone for marriage. They're not serious about it. Mm-hmm. They're what I would call serial daters, right? They date, you got 90 days, you got a year, and the relationship has ran its course. Mm-hmm. It's ran its course, and now they're moving on, right? One of the reasons is that black men are starting to pick women that are not just they're non-black women is because, for one, they're in a different generation. They have a different mindset, right? I'm Gen X, and in Gen X, what we basically are is 45 and up. That's basically it. We're 45 and up. Our mindset was kind of like it was adjacent to the baby boomers. Gen X is not adjacent to shit. I'm sorry, Gen Z. Right. I'm sorry, Gen Z is not adjacent to a damn thing but Gen Z, right? Just so happens that the millennials are caught in between X and Z, and their mindset pretty much was the mindset that kind of got Gen Z to where they're at. So when we're looking at the thing that's happening with black women, we as black men, we see where their demise is going. We see the demise. We understand exactly what's happening. And I'm not even going to talk about boomers and X. I'm talking about disease. They see it. I talk to a lot of Z young men, and they don't have the mindset of marriage. They have the mindset of a relationship, the men, but they're at a point where it's, and, you know, we'll say that they're scared and shit like that, but I'm not going to use that word, scared. They just got better sense than to sit back and say, I'm going to pick a woman to marry that's out here busting it open for everybody, twerking, talking like men, calling me bro, and all these different, and now in the Gen Z, what they would say, that is my homie. They would say that a woman is their homie. And guess what they won't do? They won't marry her. They'll screw her, but guess what? Studs are getting screwed too, huh?
That's a new thing, screwing a stud.
Screwing a stud, taking them down. So when we're talking about marriage, it's dead right now because nobody is trying to hear a JT or a R Payne that's saying that it's a beautiful thing in marriage. But it's some things that you got to grind in this thing to get it to where you see people that's, you know, that has a prosperous relationship and a prosperous marriage. That was grinded. It was everybody has a story, right? And a lot of these stories are not where we just never argued or we never had problems and there was no infidelity. It's not that. They think that that's how it goes. No, it don't. It used to be funny where the running joke used to be, black man, when someone asks someone that's been married for 65, 50 years, and they say, well, how do y'all keep y'all marriage together? And the man used to go and whisper in the young man's ear and say, you cheat.
Wow.
That was the running joke, right? And what they basically were saying is that you got to live. You're going to make all kind of fucking mistakes, especially as being a man. However, the women were not in the same mindset that they are in right now. We hear it. How come men can do this and women can't do this? Well, fuck it. If they can do it, then we can do it, right? Look what we're seeing right now. We're seeing a bunch of fucking women that are failing and they're trying to live as if they've accomplished something. That I got a PhD. Mr. Kevin Samuels killed that. Before he got up out of this earth, he killed that whole concept. Look what they're talking about now. They're crashing out. Once they started saying these niggas, bitch ass niggas, men ain't shit. See, we ain't got to go back to talking about how bad it was for men anymore because men are actually, black men are actually living a great life right now. Some of them are picking women that they can actually have a life with, and some of them just picking a life that they can live. And the only thing they doing is having sex. You know, that's my home girl, but they still having sex with her. We got a culture of whores, right? This is a culture of whores. This is the reds. I don't like to call her sexy red because ain't nothing sexy about her. I can't even say the Megan Stallions anymore because Megan Stallion she don't even believe the shit that she was rapping about. Well, you can't even talk about, because Megan Thee Stallion is at the point where she's seeing a lot of failures. Not in career. She's seeing failures.
Here, but I just wanted to hear because we want to talk about that part of this come. I have a conversation about it.
Yeah, she's seeing a lot of failures because she's still trying to get with men that she can that like her and love her and want to be, you know, husband to her and things like that. But she's looking at what? Basketball players. She's still using the same rappers, all these different guys. And she got the whole world looking at her. Mm-hmm. And can you imagine if you get up in the morning time, and especially if you're in social media and you're seeing all this shit about you and everybody got an opinion about you, it'll make you fucking crash out. Black men are still picking black women.
Yep.
They just ain't marrying them because black women don't want to be married. They say they do, but their actions show something different.
So let me say this. Let me mention this to you in our pain. So I'm looking at my other messenger over here. From, I'm watching all the comments from different sites, and it says here that one says we want more information on why men are not dating black women. The second comment says it sounds like a dragging session of women.
So,
yes. You know what? That one I would ignore. The first question I would answer. The second question I would ignore. It's hell with it.
So hold on. If somebody's saying to you guys tonight, they want to learn from you guys tonight, hypothetically, and they say, I want to understand why black men are not choosing black women, and I really need men to help me understand why black women are not being chosen. Can y'all help me? What are you guys saying?
Yeah, okay. So let's go back to that's a good question, right? But if that person says what you tell me, the truth that you tell me just sounds like you're dragging black women, that person really didn't want to answer because they can't handle whatever we call outright truth. There's reasons, right? And it's not because men don't listen. The statistics say black men overwhelmingly still pick black women, right? It's not on the men's side, right? The fact that men don't marry them is because the women are not marriageable in the numbers that they need to be marriageable. That half of them, a lot of them have babies out of wedlock. And most men overwhelmingly still want to start their own legacy. Now, they acquiesce to being stepdaddies, and all you need is Anton Daniels to give you a lecture on that shit, and you'll think twice, you'll think twice and three times about it, right? Because he's right. But women that's another way how they price themselves out of the market. And, I'm going to be real quick. We let women minimize the fact that the greatest fucking gift a woman can give a man is a baby, a legacy. And so when they do it and they just act like it's okay, you should accept me as somebody else's seed, and it shouldn't matter. There's a word for that. I don't know if they hold men in contempt, or they think we're just damn fools, or they think, they actually completely overlook how important it is for a man to have his own legacy, and how critical or not critical, or how deep it is to ask somebody to take care of somebody else's seed just to have you. And the men who acquiesce to that are idiots. Now, let me take that back. The men who acquiesce to that, I don't think they do a full vetting process, and they don't think that they look at all of the pigeonholes of that, right? They don't look at all the downside of it. So women just poo-poo it. And so that's another reason why they price themselves out of the market, because the decisions you can't come back from. Okay, so say you were just, and I'm gonna let you hit it, say you were just a whore, nobody knew about it, but you don't have no kids, right? So there's no real evidence of, if you run with different circles, that you had this crazy ass sexual life. But if you have 2 or 3 kids, 3 different men, we don't even need to talk no more. That means you have no discernment. You're letting different random dudes shoot up in you, and none of them are still in your life. What the fuck does that mean? And I'm supposed to be the guy who dedicates my life to you after that? Why? I'm paying premium. I'm putting 98 octane in a gas tank for you. Why? And they never look at that. And those women will start saying, I got this whole laundry list of the person I want to bring around my kids. Come on. So I'm just saying, it's all the problems are not necessarily on a man's side.
Yeah.
So we want to marry black women, but they don't care about whether they want to keep themselves at a level that's marriageable.
And Payne, that question was a disingenuous question, period. Because black men, you already said it, overwhelmingly pick black women to marry and date, right? So that question that they're asking is a question where you just be like, no, that's not true, because we can't build off of a lie. There's no way that we can do that. Now, if you're talking about the minority is the fact because black men understand that they have options. How about that? I asked on one panel of 10 people, and that was including myself, but I asked, if black men said, we're not going to date no one else but black women, we're not going to marry anybody else but black women, does that make the black community a better community? What does that do for the black community in 2025? Does it make it better? The ones that did answer, and it was probably about 3, including the host, the answer was no. Then what were we talking about then? You got an option. And basically, when we start talking about men and women, guess what? It's kind of like right now in the dating field where it's like, pick your poison. Because all this shit is fucked up with men and women, no matter what the color is, no matter what the race is. It's screwed up. This is not something right now where we're living where if you date someone and then you marry someone and you got a lot of people that's doing it and they building communities and the communities end up being stronger and, you know, you don't need the government in your business and all that stuff. That's not what this is. It seems as if no matter what you do right now, there you are. That's it. There's nothing positive that's going to come out of it community-wise because the community is broken. The American community is broken. So that question, why black men are not marrying and dating women, is disingenuous because they are. We got to deal with too much bull right now. You got to deal with, especially, so let's just stay with the black community. You got to deal with black women that are too damn loud. They're not dominant. They're just loud and wrong. Their mindset is, I'm putting myself first. Fuck the man and fuck the kid. They say fuck the man because they saying he has to make a certain amount of money or be a certain type of guy and have a certain height to him and all this stupid shit. When it comes down to the child, if that child is inconveniencing them, they kill the child. You don't think that you have men that sit back and say, I know this broad, she admitted to me that she had 2 abortions. I'd be a damn fool to get her pregnant and marry her. But she fine.
Right.
That ass though. Right. They don't understand where that part comes from. You know, we talk about it, and shout out to Jeff Brown when he said it. That ass though. That's basically what it comes down to. So they are picking black women overwhelmingly more than other women. But it is slowly increasing because these men understand that they have options.
All right. We got the eighth ball-headed wonder of the world in the building tonight. Coach Ferg is in the building, man. What's going on with you?
Shout out to the crackhead era.
All right. All right. So listen, I want to play this video and I want to go through it, and we're gonna play different segments of it so we can discuss each segment of it. And it's our boy, Dr. Umar Johnson.
Oh Jesus fuck.
And
dude,
he's down bad now, man. He's begging for money right now.
Hey, that's my dude.
And hold on, let's see. I got it right here.
He's the greatest comedian of all times.
Yeah.
I mean, well, you know, since we're talking about Dr. Umar, do y'all remember this?
Yes, the revolutionary Pan-African fast.
When the lady
What are we up to? We up to the We must stay focused, my brothers, in the Dominican Republic. We must stay focused in the Dominican Republic.
All right, that wasn't the video, but I remembered that video from a while back.
You can't tell me that he is not a great comedian, dog.
Bro,
he knew what he was doing.
Dr. Umar seen that girl. He stopped everything he was talking about. To my brothers, we can't be distracted in the Dominican Republic. We can't be distracted.
Hey, BMU, his eyes went up and they went right down. And all he had in his mind was that ass, though.
All right, so here's the video, guys. So we're gonna break it down in a second. Here we go.
That's the one that LL Cool J is sitting outside on one of his album covers. So, what most parents did is they work very hard and try to put you in the Catholic school, right?
Okay.
Put me in the Catholic school. Now I'm in the school with all Haitians because it was all Haitians in Queens Village. I can tell you every Haitian curse out there.
Wow.
Kakashin, Fukaka, all that. But then, you know, parents save money, put you in the Catholic school, high school. Problem is, you know, it's probably 7 black people in each class, right?
Okay.
In freshman year, sophomore, junior year. So
Compared to how many Haitians or white?
No, just 7 black people. That's everything.
Okay.
Everything in high school.
Gotcha.
So the people that you fall in love with and that you talk to might necessarily not be
a black person.
True.
So there's that at that age of 16 and 17 when you're dating, you're not thinking, oh my gosh, I got to get me a black person. You're thinking, I like this person because she's nice to me.
So you think, but at 16 and 17, your core values about race, racism, your people's position in the American social structure have already been formed. Even white research envy says that by the age of 4, this is coming from America's universities, by the age of 4, a child in America not only knows what race is, okay, not thoroughly, but superficially, they have a firm understanding of race and also the level of respect and status that their race is given within the larger social structure. This is coming from America's university. So at 4, your child knows that I'm black and black people don't get respect. A white child knows that I'm white and my people are already given.
I kind of disagree with it.
All right, what do you guys think so far? Do y'all agree or disagree?
I disagree myself. I disagree. I hear where he's coming from. It's still the environment that you're in. If you got a lot of racist parents, then I can dig it. But most people, man, ain't really sitting down there training their kid to say, observation. What he's saying about observation. Now, I didn't see the study he's talking about. So there may be studies that actually say that because it can happen depending on, like, for example, during slavery times, it didn't take long for the white kid who might have been 4 or 5 years old to know that he's better than the slaves in the field. That's an extreme fucking case. But, you know, the environment kind of dictates that. He sees how his parents treat the slaves. He sees what's going on. It's easy to see the pecking order. So if he's talking from that, so there's layers to that. That's an extreme level. But just kids in the same neighborhood, maybe, you know, but it's, you know, but by the time they're 10, they would know. Right? But 4 sounds extreme, but there's extreme cases where I could agree with that. So I disagree with him on the surface because he's making a blanket statement, but environment plays a lot to do with it. It really does.
All right, JT.
So, I mean, he could be right but this is the thing about that. When you hear adults as a kid speak on certain things, and again, I'm a 70s baby. All I heard all my fucking life was the white man did this and the white man did that and white people is this and white people is that. That was what I was conditioned. You dig what I'm saying? So he could be right about his study, but the thing is that this is how we were conditioned then. Because Let me tell you, as a 4-year-old, I had a white friend, right? 5 years old, I'm 4 years old. I went to kindergarten at 4. Most kids go to kindergarten at 5, right? But I was in at 4 because of how my birthday was. And this white kid, which, by the way, was in a predominantly black neighborhood, that, by the way, immediately within 2 years ended up being predominantly black. When we moved in that neighborhood, white people were moving out. Like, I actually experienced the white flight movement, right? My street used to be full of white folks, and the majority of white folks got the fuck up out of there. I remember at 4 years old, somebody in the truck said, "So long, niggas." I remember hearing that, a person saying that shit. So, but going back to the school, man, I love being around my friend. That was my motivation for going to kindergarten, because I cried, man, for probably the first week of going there. I cried the first week because I was always around my father and my mother. And for them to drop me off at some place with some strange ass adults and some strange ass kids, and, only thing we did was color and cut and paste and eat graham crackers and go to sleep. And I found somebody that gave me comfort, and it happened to be a little white boy. And we were cool. I think we were cool all the way until 3rd grade, and he moved after 3rd grade. But I think that was kind of what molded my mind. Hearing all the shit with those adults were saying, I didn't give a fuck about that, because once I got to be about 10, 11 years old, I had white friends. And the thing was that they were the minority, because my neighborhood was full of black folks. I'm Detroit. At that time, that shit was like 89%, almost 90% population was black folks in the city of Detroit. So for what Dr. Umar is talking about, he could be right, but then you have to be able to press what he's talking about. The statistics, those statistics have to be parsed out. And that's the thing that I probably have a problem with him is that he can bring up statistics, and even when you look them up, yeah, the numbers look right. But then, when you break that shit down, then you be like, okay, now you fucking up, because you just did this to bolster your points, homie. You're smart. You're smart enough to get people to, to pander to people and teach them. But I'm starting to understand that people like Dr. Umar Johnson, they omit so much shit. And it's because they're what we consider in the black community as panderers. And he is the number one pander bear. He's what they call it. He called himself the Prince of Pan-African. No, he's the Prince of Pandering. He's the Prince of Pizza, the Prince of Pan Pizza. We are now, the gig is up now. So when you hear him talking and you hear what he's talking about, he's supposed to get pushed back. But he's supposed to get pushed back with people that has already parsed out the things that he said also.
Okay.
So,
now, Coach Ferg.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No. Go ahead. No,
Coach Ferg. So what are your thoughts so far? Do you want me to go a little bit further into the video?
You can go a little bit further.
Okay, here we go. So they disagree with him on his point. So let's hear that.
If you disagree, then you're going to have to explain away the Dow study. Explain away the Dow study. We can go and get 25 black girls and 25 white girls from the schools right here in New York City and give them the black dowels, the same Kenneth Clark dowel experiment that was done 60 years ago for the Brown versus Board decision, and say which one is ugly, which one is attractive, and which one would you rather be.
But don't you think that's conditioning too? You're not going to instill that in your kids. You're going to teach your kids.
You don't have to. The society will do it.
So you think society can brainwash your kids better than you?
Are you kidding me? We are living in the era of social network. This is the millennial generation.
I got this just
yes.
Me and you, I don't think so because we're too much in our kids' life. So you're telling me, right? If my son, my black son, right,
yes,
brings home a white girl, because
how old is he?
Not for nothing, he's 13.
Yes.
Not for nothing, we live in an area that is predominantly white.
Okay.
Reason why? Better school system, better education.
I got you.
A lot safer. So if he brings home a white girl, I should be like, son,
we need to have a conversation.
You shouldn't date her. You should date a black person.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I don't agree with that.
And let me tell you why.
But let me say, like mayonnaise now, but when you go to that HBCU and see that soul food,
but experience what he likes.
But
I don't
Envy,
wanna be the person that says you could do this.
No, you have to be the person because you have to teach your son loyalty to his community. European Jews do it. Arabs do it, Chinese do it, we're the only people who feel anxious and ambivalent about telling our black boys that you better love and marry a black woman. And you know why we feel ambivalent? Because all of us have been conditioned by church envy to be colorblind. We're constantly told over and over again that it is wrong to be for yourself before you are for anyone else. And that's why Africans are dead last.
I don't agree.
There's nothing wrong with being loyal to yourself.
There's nothing wrong with being loyal to yourself, but
yes,
it's also who you love. I can't tell my son who he connects with better.
Can that white woman ever understand your son's struggle?
Fuck no.
Thank you. So why would you want him to spend the rest of his life with a woman who can never understand how he feels when the New York City Police Department pulls him over?
All right, guys. Coach Ferg, you go first, Coach Ferg.
Hey, Coach. You know, I guess at some point, I think everybody has the conversation with their children. I don't think we do it as much and have a conversation about, you know, race and things like that when you're choosing your mate. But I know other races do. You know, and they're going to make sure that if they have both parents in their life, they would want, you know, their son or daughter to pick a top tier dude. Oh, they ain't gonna want them to choose a JP type. You know, they want to get a JT type. You know, a hard working guy that's gonna take care of his family. And again, we soft today. They can love who they love. We'll do that. But then we'll complain on the back end, you know, once things go awry. We hear it all the time. The sister's a gold digger, but we'll choose the one that's gonna get all your money if things don't go right in the marriage. So I don't know, man. I think it's to each his own now, you know.
So, Coach Ferg, are you teaching your sons not to be with any other woman but a black woman?
Since he started looking at them. But has he answer the question? Are you teaching your son? Yes. Are you teaching him that? Okay. Yes.
And how are you explaining? Can you tell the audience how you're explaining that to your son? What does that conversation look like?
Similar to what my mama told me. You know, just on a service level, you know, just choose somebody that can use your comb. But then, you know, just on a societal level, you know, just more about, you know, you have to be very careful on certain things that you do. You know, if things don't go right, you know, when if the police is involved at any point, then you could be the one that's pretty much, without a doubt, paying the consequences. Well, wait a minute, Coach. You didn't answer the question, man. What are you telling your son? You're telling your son the police is involved if he goes with a white woman? No, what do you mean? No, I'm saying if he chooses that, then there's going to be certain things that he's going to sort of have to, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Well, I mean, cultural things he's gonna have to. I mean, you know, nobody calls black men more than black women. Say it again. Nobody calls the police on black men more than black women. Yeah, but what I used to try to tell him is that, you know, I can't dictate who you choose to live your life with, but there are certain things that you really have to look at. Now, if you want a regular, smuggler type of woman, yeah, they in all races. You ain't gonna get no top tier Becky's.
If you do, you're gonna have to have the money. You know, but it's a different time because the sisters are sort of, saying
you know what, man?
Now, Coach Ferg, I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna play devil's advocate just for a second because I want to hear you guys talk it out. But when I was having this conversation today with the young lady, I said these words. Dr. Umar, this was in 2017, this video that we're watching, but it's relevant to what we're talking about tonight. However, Dr. Umar came back some years later, 8 years later, and said these words. He said, black men who date outside their race, he was talking about the snow bunnies, but then he said, black women want a man who is ready to move in ready. But a white woman wants to get that man when he's broken, has nothing. The white woman wants to build with the man. The black woman wants the house already ready. She just want to walk in the front door. She just want him move in ready. And one of the examples he gave is go to college football games. And those boys, even the boys on the bench, that ain't even starting. And look at those white girls after the game jumping out that seat when the stadium is empty, jumping across them seats, getting to them black boys, hugging them, kissing them, and they daddy got plenty of money, right? They daddy got plenty of money, hugging, kissing them, helping them with their homework, helping them with their tests, helping them with their testing, all this other stuff, and it also goes back to another thing I want to throw out there. We talked about this, JT, some months back. I keep forgetting the professor's name. JT, I think you the one be reminding me of his name. But there was a black professor at a college who says that he believes in black love, and he wanted to have a class. Since he teaches, he's a professor. He already teaches it, but he wanted to have a free class. It was free.
Tiamon Johnson, was he a YouTuber too?
What's his name?
Tiamon. He used to be on. I think he
T-Son, something like that.
Yeah, T-Son Johnson is.
T-Son Johnson. There we go. And T-Son Johnson said he, as a professor, he had a class and he wanted black love to grow. And so he said, I'm going to do this class specifically for black women to help them understand brothers better, so the love can be better between black men and black women. He said he walked in, he sent out a blast email, he sent out all the information, all the correspondence for people to show up. And he said he walked into the classroom where he was about to teach and go into this about black men. He said he walked in, to his amazement, there was not one sister in there. Not one black woman. He said the entire room was full, but it was not one black woman in there. He said the class was full of Indian, Asian, and white women and Hispanic women. And he said they were asking questions, raising their hands. When my black man do this, what does that mean? When my black man has this attitude, or my black man is temperamental, what does that mean? How can I help him? How can I better support him? Is the questions that he said they were asking him. He said not one black woman signed up for the class, not one, to learn about black men and their behaviors. He said it was a behavior class to teach black women what to look for in their black man and how to assist them in some of their behaviors, since they struggle with the world and get beat up by the world, so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
He said not one black woman showed up. He said broke his heart that it was free, didn't cost a dime.
I think that was Lit that brought that up.
Yeah, Lost did. Yeah. He said the class was free, didn't cost a dime, and not one black woman showed up.
Say that. I went to one of his channels. I saw him talk about it.
Yeah, I saw it on the channel, but I think that was a couple of weeks ago. I think Lit brought that up.
Yeah.
But like, Coach Ferg, are you finished with your? All I'm saying is,
I wanted to put that in there, Coach Ferg, to see how Coach Ferg feels about that particular thing that I just mentioned.
I'll be sure. Listen. Yes, that's how. But still, despite that, we still only marry 1% difference outside of our race, and it's less than 15%.
Agreed.
So, and it pertains to education. For the most part, the higher the education, that's when you start seeing people move outside. The race and the culture. But and even that, when I look at the list of brothers, I'm not saying Becky's don't get a brother at his lowest, no. But when they coming into the game, they're going after the ones that's already made with the money. Just like the sisters, they doing the same thing. They not coming after me, JT, and our pain type of dudes. They want the dude that's the high profile money making dude.
Who taught the white?
That's very
that's
very unfair. That's very unfair to put that. That's not true.
Coach Ferg, I'm telling you, Coach Ferg, I have seen. Let me tell you now. I have seen some white girls, pretty long, pretty blonde hair, blue eyes, got a body on her, walking around with a nigga that's damn near 500 pounds, hair nappy, rubbing his back, standing in line at the Great American Cookie Factory.
And disowned by her family. Can't even go home to her family.
That's not true. That's why I think it's. Go ahead, Payne.
Let me get my chance to say this thing. One of the things I think we kind of overlook is when we just try to. I mean, our condition here in America is different than any other ethnic group. White, black, or other blacks and everything else. We weren't culturalized under the oppression we were, but when civil rights came, we expanded and we actually mentally left the black community if we were able to. That's why we lost businesses. That's why we lost cohesion. The common enemy seemingly took the pressure off, and we ran and chased the white dollar, what the white man's ISIS called it. We chased that shit. Now, let's just look at over the years. One of the things I realized with interracial dating. Now, I want every man, my basic instinct, and everybody who has kids would rather their kid marry somebody who looks like you. It's just culturally easier, right? It feels more comfortable. It's all that. Right. So that's the truth. That's the baseline. Okay, so. But I believe interracial dating has been evolutionary. It's not just black people, it's across the world, right? It's been evolutionary because the world is smaller. Communication is closer. So it's evolutionary. And racial mixing is actually inevitable. It's inevitable. We can't stop it. Nobody can stop it, right? And what happened 100 years ago in terms of interracial dating, if you did a map, the line would be almost vertically up, right? Because it's a lot more. So that's the point I'm just trying to say. So I just look at my own daughters. If they was to bring a white man home, a white person home, my initial reaction is going to be, oh shit, man, come on, man. Guess who's fucking coming to dinner, right?
Yeah.
Guess who's coming to dinner? So you meet them. You talk to them, you see what kind of man he is. Now, I'm a man, I'm still covering my daughters. They're grown women, I'm still covering them. So I'm saying, is this motherfucker able to cover her? And you have some conversation. I'm going to be quick. You have some conversation. He's a white motherfucker, but you know what? I actually like this dude. He sounds like he might be dedicated to make sure he takes care of my wife, my daughter's hook or crook. Right? Because she's going to need that because I'm not going to be around every day. I don't give a shit. Now I'm starting to think, should it matter that he's white?
I beg your pardon?
Hold on. Or should it matter more that she's covered? Or this is just questions I'm throwing out there. All right, so I'm getting older. My daughters are still not married. Okay, so now she wants to marry this dude. Now, does it matter? Does my feeling of walking my daughter down the fucking aisle to her getting married, is that more or less important than the fact that the guy on the other end is a white dude? I'm just thinking. Okay, so they get married. Then all of a sudden they have children. And I'm holding a grandchild. I'm holding a fucking grandchild. I don't give a shit if that dude's white. That's still my blood flowing through that fucking kid, right? I'm saying to myself, is it more important that I have a grandchild in my hands who's going to grow up and be a productive citizen? And is it diminished because that motherfucker's white? These are the questions I would ask myself. Right? And I'm thinking, where would I say, nah, you know what? I'd rather fucking not walk my daughter down the aisle just because she picked a white motherfucker or a Spanish dude or a Chinese guy. Oh shit, I would rather not have this grandchild because that motherfucker ain't full fucking FBA. You know, I mean, I'm just saying, how do we navigate that kind of shit? So I'm just trying to project. You know, so I mean, I think we should wrestle with those kind of decisions. And is the color of our skin that important to us as human beings, Americans? Remember now, human beings, only one fucking race in God's eyes, human race, right? I could fuck an Alaskan Malamute woman and we could have a baby, right? I'm not the animal, but a woman, right? We can mate with each other all around the fucking world. Doesn't matter where you from, because we're all the same genetics. You know, so I just don't know. I mean, I'm not one of those guys. I'd rather her marry a black man. I'm serious. But how much should I trip? How much should I trip? Especially if I'm looking into a grandchild's eyes. I don't have to do.
All right, now, I wanted to get through the video because I know our time be moving. Let me get through the video, then we're gonna just discuss it as a whole. All right.
What's up, Travis?
What's going on, brother?
You need a woman who can feel you. And the only woman on earth who can understand the black man is the black woman. And that's why I cannot respect a black man who is not committed to a black woman. That's the greatest symbol of pride in self.
I agree with you, but I do think people, fall in love with who they fall in love with. But
love is a function of priorities and values.
Yes, and you better never get caught with a white woman. You can't even glance at a white woman.
Now, since we're on the topic of family, there's a rumor that has to be dispelled. I'm hearing black people going around saying that slavery destroyed the black family. Nothing could be further from the truth. Slavery didn't destroy the black family. Do you know that we were still getting married through slavery? Jumping the broom in secret, even under punishment of death. We were married during Reconstruction. We were married during civil rights. When do you begin to see the rise of the single-parented black female household? 1970. After they killed Dr. King, the United States government said we must neutralize the black power base. And they determined that the black power base was the black family. It was independent black skilled men and women who financed King, financed Mr. Garvey, financed Mr. Muhammad, financed SNCC and CORE, the Freedom Riders and the sit-in movement. So they said, if we want to crush the black struggle, we got to crush the black family. So guess what they did in 1970? King dies in 68. In 1970, they came into the black communities and de-industrialized our city centers. In 1970, they started shutting down the factories. Remember, up until the 50s and 60s, you didn't need a college degree to get a decent job. Many of us got grandparents who worked in factories their whole life and lived better lives than we're living now with 2 and 3 degrees. They could work in their same neighborhood and everybody worked for the factory. Good retirement, pension, benefits, medical. They started shutting down the factories in 1970 and then they went into the high schools and did what? Started deindustrializing the inner city high schools. Up until 1970, you could graduate from almost any school in New York certified as a plumber, certified as an electrician, certified as a carpenter, auto body, brick mason, a welder. They took all those programs out. These are the skills that pays the bills, gentlemen. As long as you have a skill, you can always feed your family. But if all you got is college degrees, you might end up in an unemployment line. Why? Because the skills that we learn in college are not necessarily marketable to other black people. I'm a psychologist. Ain't too many black people running around looking for a psychologist to reveal all the skeletons in their closet.
Yeah, you rather talk to a white
Exactly.
person.
So they started sending us to college instead of teaching us how to work with our hands. That was the 70s. That was the economic castration of the black male. Now let's go to 1980. The CIA comes in, cocaine import agency. They drop off crack. So now the unemployed black man who has always been a breadwinner, Envy, even in slavery, we were always the breadwinner. Up until 1970. Now the crack comes. You got a decision. I can sell this crack and try to put some food on the table, or I can smoke it to deal with the fact that I'm no longer economically relevant to the black woman. And let's be clear, the decade of the 70s was the decade of making the black man economically irrelevant to the black woman. We're the only man in America who is out-earned and out-educated by our mates. No other woman in America out-earns and out-educates their mates. And this is not the black woman's problem. I want to be clear. This was systematically done to make us irrelevant to our families. Then the 1990s come, Bill Clinton crime bill, 3 strikes and you out. Mandatory minimum wages, the Bill Clinton crime bill. Now all those unemployed black men who got caught smoking crack or selling crack now being sent off to jail. And then they also give us the ADHD so now we could dope the kids up with the same medicine that sent the father to jail. Then the year 2000 come, George Bush hits us with the what? faith-based initiative. He finds a loophole in federal law that allows you to finance churches. So now the mega churches and the medium-sized churches in the black community, Charlemagne, are being financed by the government. You think it's a coincidence, Envy, that you don't see no major churches involved in the miseducation movement? No major churches involved in the mass incarceration movement? No major churches involved in police genocide? Yeah. No major churches involved in poverty? Where is the black church in 2017 when it comes to black people issues? They're missing in action because they're being paid by the government to stay out of the struggle. And that's why it's called faith-based initiative. Your pastor is the new FBI.
Can I tackle this? Can I tackle this right quick?
The floor is yours, sir.
Like I said, this Dr. Umar, he brings facts, but he omits a whole lot of things. And he talks to us as if we are not intelligent in 2025. Trust me when I tell you this. Whatever happened to us was happening to white folks too. There are way more miseducated white folks. There are way more broke and poor white folks. There are way more white folks that can't read, illiterate, than it is black folks. They try to make it seem as if all these white folks was against all these black folks, and they did it vice versa to the white folks too. It gets to a point that at least right now, what we can see now is that we've all been bamboozled and hoodwinked, all of us in America. And I'm talking specifically black and white. It's really fucked up for us as black folks to sit back, and the white folks too, to sit back and talk about race, integration, and all this crazy ass shit. We've been living next door to each other for some motherfucking years now. And we try to act like we don't know how each other fucking live. And we try to act like we ain't got white people running around in our fucking family reunions. And you ain't got black folks. Now, you got to understand this also. When was the last time you ever seen anywhere in America over 100 or 200 goddamn white folks with family reunion t-shirts on? I'll wait. You don't see it. Black man, you remember the white dude that used to come on this and frequent this panel, and what he said to us? He said it's been years.
The angry white snowman?
No, not him. Not him. It's the other guy that used to have his face covered up with a mask.
Oh, yeah, I know you're talking.
He told us, man, we ain't been together. White folks ain't been together in decades. We don't do that shit. Cousins. We probably got 5 or 6 good cousins that we hang around. The rest of them motherfuckers we don't fuck with. White folks don't fuck with each other like that. And we know it. And we try to act like that ain't what's happening in America, all across America. That's the problem that I got with people like Dr. Umar Johnson. You go to your family reunion, you're going to see some white folks in that motherfucker. And normally it's going to be women. Now it's starting to be white men, but you see a lot of white women at your family reunion. Why? Because generations have changed. And as the generations have progressed, Generation Z and some millennials, guess what they started doing? Saying, I got options. I'm going to bring Becky around. And guess what Becky ended up doing? Being welcomed with open arms. Her and her beige kids. Then her beige kids have kids. They probably date some black folks, because normally when you have interracial kids, they pretty much date whoever the fuck they want to date. Look in the NBA, NFL right now. Beige people. You don't know if they mixed or they just light skinned until you see who their daddy and their mommy is, and their uncle and their grandfather and all of that. We try to act like shit has not progressed in our way of, and we try to do this shit when it comes down to this dating shit. I can't, and I want my daughters to date black men, but I want them to date prominent black men. And if they date someone outside of their race, okay, they need to be prominent. Now, I'm not going to sit back and act like there's not something different about white folks and black folks. If I see our pain at work and I just work there, start working there, and then I see a white man, I'm going to gravitate to our pain until I get to know who is who. I'm just going to naturally gravitate to him, right? That's just what happened. Being in the military, you already know, Coach Fur, when we was in the military, we gravitated to the people that was more like us, right? But at some point, it didn't matter what their color was because some of them motherfuckers was not in the same mindset as us, right? Hey, who was we hanging around? The Latinos, the white folks, the whoever is with the mindset that we have, that we gravitate to. And it happens with dating also. That's my only thing. We got to stop acting like this shit is, oh, I told you, them white women, oh, they gonna get you. Black women getting us too. We ain't talking about color no more. What we talking about, y'all? Race. Ain't we talking about race? I mean, not race, I'm sorry, gender.
Right.
Horrible women are horrible fucking women, no matter what color they are. Don't matter. That's my whole point. It don't matter. Dr. Umar is a fucking panderer, and he needs to be silenced. Just be a dude I like what he doing right now. Do that shit. Do shit where you are out here just making content. I'm cool with you on that. But don't be sitting back telling us some shit that you ain't doing. Because right now, if we look at his motherfucking report card, he ain't doing too well with the sisters, with the black queens, is he? He has a got a fucking daughter that don't even respect him. He got women that don't even, he got these black queens that he been talking about that he ain't, by the way, has not married at fucking all. That's where I was on somebody. I think I was on my boy Freezy. Shout out to Freezy, No Captivity. I think it was Freezy where we was laughing. I think we was laughing because I said, nigga, you know times are bad right now when you got Dr. Umar Johnson saying, fuck these black bitches. You got Dr. Umar Johnson is getting ready to throw in the towel on the black women.
Hey, man, JT, you should see him tonight on Anton January, man. The guy's begging for money. He said they froze his accounts. He's on there, man. You're gonna check it. I said, God damn, he's looking bad too. Man, he's looking real fucking bad.
Was he wearing a dashiki? Remember, he was out there wearing dashikis and all kind of shit, had his hair in locks and all kind of shit. Look what's happening, Dr. Umar Johnson. Your real life is starting to show on these panels now.
JT, let's let the young man over here get a little juice.
Yes, sir.
Let the young bull get in here. What's going on, man?
What's up, Seven?
What's up, man? What's up, DFW in the house. BMU, what's up?
What's up, BFW? What's going on, my boy?
BFW. And Coach Craig.
So this may not be I guess popular, but I mean, I'm the youngest one on this panel, and I remember my grandma slapping my head to the camera, to the TV when I kissed this white girl on a commercial. Right? I grew up in Seattle, right? So I grew up around them, and my grandma and my auntie and my mom said, "You better not bring no white girl home." And that was at like, I think 5 years old. You know what I mean? So that stuck with me. Never was gonna bring no white girl home. And I guess I'm talking to Pain on this one. So I don't feel like you should feel some type of way by telling your black daughter to not bring a white man home. Because it's taught to us. It's told to us from our aunties, from our grandmas, from moms, from my sisters, you better not bring no white girl home. And so I wouldn't feel a type of way if I heard you saying that and I was right next to you. I don't care where we was at, in the mall, in the park, because it was told to me. You know what I mean? And I'm the youngest one on here. Do I have a white wife? No, I don't. But I was never going to bring no white woman home to my mom.
You got
so
kids? I don't think you should. You got children yet?
I don't have kids.
So will you say that to your kids?
Yes, I will, because it was told to me. I would tell my daughter, "You better not bring no white boy home."
Well, but your son. What about
now,
your
would
son?
we consider that? Would that be considered racist?
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah, that's racist.
I don't think that's considered. Well, it may be racist, but it's not prejudice. It's not to the extreme. And
Before we get into
let me tackle this. Hold on.
Yeah.
It's not. It's no homo in all this. It's not hard to find an outstanding black man. It's the outstanding black men that are doing well are always overlooked in college and high school, is because our culture until now have been taught, unless he's sagging his pants, unless he's tall with dreads, that's what's attractive. But if you can show your daughter what's really important in life and what a man should provide, and what he can have to where you help him build, then it's a different attraction than what we grew up thinking what the OG was or the cool guy was. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. And now E-Man Williams in the chat, real quick, pause just for a second. E-Man is in the chat. E-Man is in an interracial marriage. And I would love if E-Man would come up here and drop some knowledge on him being in an interracial relationship and how he feels about that as being a black man with an Asian wife. I think she's Asian, right?
Yeah.
Well, my wife is Mexican and black. So, but she has a lot of Mexican phenotypes. Her mom is Mexican. So sometimes people think she's Mexican. Sometimes they think she's black. It depends on who's seeing her.
Well, she's a black Mexican. She got a black parent. She's a black Mexican.
Yeah.
I love to see.
Tracy, let me just ask this question. You said something really real quick. Because your mother and grandmother and your aunts told you something, right? Which you agree with. You're gonna say that to your kid, right? Does that make it right just because they told that to you, or are you making that decision because you just think it's the right thing to do?
I'm making that decision off of me. I'm just telling you what was told to us black men around my age. But
I'm hearing you emphasize the fact that they told that to you. So I'm just saying, all right. So now that you heard that, is that the only reason why you're saying that to your kids? Or is it
I'm not saying that.
That's what you believe.
Because that's what I believe. Because I believe my black daughter can find an outstanding black man.
Well,
and I would say,
you didn't marry a full black woman.
So what?
How come you didn't marry a full black woman then? If she's got Mexican, because it's Mexican and black the same.
To answer the first question of the panel, I couldn't meet one that was equipped to be on my program, because I was raised with them saying they don't need a man. I was raised to say you better have it before I come get you. I mean, before you come get me. I ain't meet a lot of them that was willing to be on my program and be a good helpmate.
So let me ask a question.
Go ahead.
So your daughter brings a man that's black.
Mm-hmm.
Bring him home. Does that fix the community?
You gotta have more context to that, man.
Does it fix all of the woes that's going on in the community if she starts to date a man that is black instead of dating a man that's outside of her race?
I'm not putting it on my kids to fix any community that's outside their own bloodline.
So it brings me to
I'm not here to save the community. That community shit is
yeah. So it brings me to the next question.
Mm-hmm.
So why is it so important for her to have a man that's black?
Because she's going to, in a way, I'll add context to what I'm saying. She's going to want a man like her father, and her father is a black man. And I'm going to be preaching black men that are strong figures, that are doing great. So just like my wife has seen her black dad be a strong man, be a provider, be hardworking, it's only kind of like entwined to that she's going to want a black man, just like her father. You know what I mean? She can bring a guy around where I can approve.
If he's black, so you saying that? No, so what you're saying is that if he's black, then he's going to be like you.
Similar like me, because
he's
daughters
be similar like you.
Yeah, because daughters look up to what they see their father and want to get that kind of guy.
So this is the thing that I'm okay. So I asked the question for that. Let me tell you right now, if you looking out here in the world, if you're not up under a rock, The problem that we have in the black community right now is that a bunch of black women and black men are just fucking each other and having babies, and they ain't doing shit with each other. That's what we seeing now, right? That's what we seeing now.
Yeah.
So my point is that, so why is it so important for her to be with just a black man and nobody else that comes from that?
Well, let me correct that. Not just a black man, but don't bring no white man home. So
Okay,
let me say that. Just don't bring no white man home. So he could be Mexican. He could be from Portugal. He could be from whatever. Just you're not bringing that white boy home.
So this is the thing also, and I'm just gonna put some facts out here. You do understand that there's about 38% of Mexicans that claim in America to be, guess who? Caucasian. So if she brings a black man, because this is what happens right now, and I take it you have daughters, right?
No, I don't have any kids, but me and my wife talk about this all the time.
Okay, perfect. So now your daughter says, I understand what you talking about, Dad, but you old. It's 2035 right now. And we not doing that. And I want your blessing with me and Chad to be together. What would you tell her?
That's a big what if, man. A lot of things that happen. Like what if tomorrow?
Okay, that's
a big what if. So you asking a lot of big what ifs, man. So I really not about to answer that. That's a big what if. Because
So
let me tell you, as a person.
But pause. Pause before I say it. But let me insert something right there. So I have a cousin. Shout out to Tim and his wife. I have a cousin and his wife, and I remember when their kids were babies, and she used to say, "My son ain't never bringing home no white woman, no Mexican woman. He better not come in this bitch with no white woman, no Mexican woman, no any other race than a black woman. He better come in here with a black woman, right? My daughter's about to come in here with black men. Okay, God has a way of doing things. Her son just had his second. He's married to a 100% Mexican. He's Mexican.
100% what now?
Mexican. She's Hispanic. And
I don't blame him.
They're married and they got 2 children. She had to accept it. Her daughter is engaged to a white boy right now. She got to accept it. She says she don't want him there. You have to accept it or you're going to lose your daughter. Your daughter already said, this is the man I want to be with for the rest of my life. So in those scenarios or situations, what are we doing as men if we're teaching our children that, hey, listen, you got to marry who looks like you? What are we telling our children when our children responds to us and say, well, I'm an adult. Either you accept Brad or you lose me. What are you saying as a father?
That's a big hypothetical, man. But if I'm gonna go down that route, man, I'll deal with it. But that's a big hypothetical, man.
Yeah. So it is, but we're saying on a balance of but we're saying it's on a balance of probabilities, though, bro. That's what we're telling you.
Hypothetical anymore, though.
It is.
It's not right. So it's a balance of probabilities.
It's very. I've been around, like I said, I'm the youngest one on here. Hold on, pain.
Let me say my piece. You said it is. I'm saying you don't have no kids yet. So if you got a daughter, it should be just 25 years from now. That's at least 25 years from now. The fucking world's going to be completely different then. So for you to say it's not, it's going to be a whole different world. It's already turning into this. So go ahead and say what you got to say.
I just find it funny that I just find it funny that I can be around Mexicans, I can be around Asians, I can be around whites, I can be around Samoans, and their fathers and moms tell them to bring somebody home that lives just like them. And that father's in that life. That father's the man of the house. Because how many black households do we have the men leading the house?
Right.
That's one thing. Leading the house, as in the mom is telling those kids respect your dad. He has the last word. Because I've seen a lot of black households where the mom is the leader in the head. And the dude is just back here on some like whatever your mom said, go. Happy wife, happy life type shit. So my issue is it's funny how they can have structure and they can train their kids up like Indian, Asian, Samoan, Mexican, and tell them, hey, you're not bringing this person home, and that kid follows it because they're trained that way, and that kid's doing well. But when it comes to us, it's this whole, well, what if this and what if that, and how about this and how about that?
You don't think Samoans, you don't think Mexicans, you don't think whites, father-led houses.
I'm not saying all. I'm not saying all.
I didn't say all either. They are marrying outside their race, even with those restrictions. They are marrying outside their race.
Absolutely.
Once they become adults, all that shit they're just fucking words.
Okay,
nobody
can
predict. Nobody can dictate who you marry. Now, does it still happen? But those old mores are weakening every single year.
Yep.
And
one of the reasons why.
Oh my gosh, man! I don't know if y'all met women that respected their dads and want somebody to resemble their dad. Like I have a woman like that, and her dad was black and is a strong man and the leader of the household. So I've seen from my wife and other girls that I tried to talk to that were maybe Asian or Mexican or Samoan say, hey, I'm bringing somebody home that my dad can approve. And that was totally fine. And that person, those women were married way before me and had kids and successful. So I understand the hypotheticals of the negatives.
It's not
but when it comes,
it's not hypothetical. That's what he's trying to explain to you. It's not a hypothetical. This is what we're saying, bro.
If it happens, it happens. But
no. But hold on. You're talking to you. This is the thing. You're talking to men that have grown children. So what we're saying is that yes, in a sense, you can say it's hypothetical, but what we're saying is this is on a balance of probabilities, and especially if you don't have any. Hold on, especially if you don't have any kids right now, then you can't say anything about what you would or would not do until you actually get to that point. Now, this is the thing. One of the things that we always talk about here is how things got to where they got to, right?
But JT, pause. I respect you. I respect you too a lot.
Right, go ahead.
All I'm saying is, we're agreeing 50-50. All I'm saying kind of under the surface is how can my grandma, my mom, and my auntie tell me not to bring the white man home? But and those are women that's supposed to be second in the household. But as a black man and soon to be father, want to be a father one day, how come we can't have that same energy that these black women put into their boys? When you're the leader of the household, when you
can.
You can have it.
Nobody's saying you can't do that. Nobody's saying you should. Why it's got to be black or white? This is not a 1 or a 0. You can. No, you could
because when because
I'll be right back, black man. I'll be right back, y'all.
Okay, Payne. So and BMU because when the woman say it in our family to us as black boys, there ain't no woulda, coulda, shoulda, or hey, what if you just fell over and you fell into some white cooch? You know what I mean? Or hey, I see how you may like her over that. It's that energy of you better not bring one home. I got slapped in the head hit the TV as a little kid.
That's your anecdotal experience. I'm not trying to dismiss that.
But it happens to a lot to us black boys of saying, don't bring a white girl home. Why can't you have that same energy?
I mean, you got to expand your mind a little bit. Listen, because forget me. The world has moved into interracial dating, and you don't think the fact that where we were in 20 years ago, 50 years ago, 100 years ago, and to where we are now, where interracial dating and marrying is it's not even a fucking thing anymore. You don't think none of those people's parents told them, don't you bring that motherfucking nigger home? Don't you bring that white girl home? Don't you bring that Hispanic woman home? They've been saying that shit for years. There's nothing unique about your fucking grandmother and granduncle. That people say that shit for years. When people become of age and they start integrating in society, and they start seeing that the difference between them and other people is not as big as the fucking people with their narrow minds are, they fall in love. So interracial dating is evolutionary. It's not revolutionary. Right. It's evolutionary, but it's inevitable because it's going on, and there's nothing we can do to stop it.
Okay, so BMU, Payne, Ferg, let me ask y'all a question. So when you hear these black men say, "I can't find no good black man," okay, what are they saying?
We say that
he making a lot. When these black women today. I'm a millennial.
Oh,
what are they saying?
Right too,
what are they saying? He not tall enough. He don't make enough money. He ain't got the swag. So it's not them saying, hold on right quick. My bad, hold on right quick.
Oh, okay. You taking this
where
one
I was
further?
going with where I was going with this is a lot of them go interracial because their expectation of black men is up here. And they were told to really not respect the black man. All I'm saying is I'm preaching respect to my daughters and what black men look like and how they're supposed to come and how they're supposed to represent. So that's going to be attractive. And we have a sector of women during a certain age that was told not to respect the black man. We will probably have more black marriages, but we don't because we have a lot of black women telling their daughters and their nieces and their cousins, niggas ain't shit. He don't make enough. He not even tall. He got to have a 6-pack. So I'm saying that to say we were told to go after black women and to meet them as they are and have compassion and have grace. But when it comes to black women trying to date us, it's a high expectation and it's a lot of fake shit to where they were told to like. It's a lot of shit that is a whole bunch of fake shit of what attraction and what love really is. You know what I'm saying? So they've been kind of like messed up in the head on what really attraction is.
They price themselves out of the market.
Yeah. And they like superficial ish is what I'm trying to say. A lot of our black women have superficial expectations. All I'm saying is I'm telling my black daughter, hey, this is what black men look like. This is how your father came to your mom. Your mom was this when I met her. She was still living in her mom's house. And this is what a man looks like. I'm saying her seeing me and her showing her how a black man is supposed to be. I'm not stacking my pants and cussing and rapping, talking about this and that. She's going to easily run into a black man if that's going to meet their expectations.
Let me ask you a question, Seven.
Is what I'm trying to say. Go ahead.
Let me ask you a question, and this is very important.
Mm-hmm.
Is it your skin color that you're teaching your daughter, or is it your character that you're teaching your daughter in a man?
I'm teaching her character.
Okay.
And we all know we got character, we got the style, we got the humor. Come on, man! Like give yourself some.
Add the humor, add the style, but you.
And this why exactly.
Okay, so the point of you being a black man, that's one aspect of it, right? But you're really teaching her character traits. You're really teaching her something that she could cling on to in a man. And let me tell you, that's not your skin color. Your skin color is because it's you. It's because you're her father, right? Even if you never mention race, she's looking at you and she can see your skin color. That's never going to go away. Mm-hmm. But what you're really teaching her is to pick a man that's beneficial to her. And all I'm just trying to say is that as much as you might not want this, she might see that guy. She might see that in a man. I'm not saying white, but who's not a traditional black man.
Oh, I'm cool with that. Look, I'm cool with that. All I'm saying is, at 2 years old, I'm gonna put on the film. White man can't jump. Now rap with me. Go ahead, y'all. Go ahead.
No, but the thing is that you're right. I mean, you don't see a bunch of black men promoting interracial relationships. They just do it.
Yeah,
they just do it. They're not sitting here making damn panels of motherfuckers to sit back and be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna choose a white woman over." We don't do shit like that. No. And that whole thing of if she can't use your comb, don't bring her home type shit. First and foremost, I ain't bringing nobody home because my home is my home once I get grown. That's just what it is. At the end of the day, when we're talking about this whole thing of race, the shit has shown how much we've been bamboozled, hoodwinked, and brainwashed. Because at the end of the day, what we're seeing right now is a change. You got too many people that are mixed with all kind of shit. What they gonna be talking about? You got, man, you can see it right in front of your face. I think that the quality of a person is way more important than the color of them. The content of their character is way more important. And we keep putting this race shit in front of all this. And this is, while we're doing this crazy shit, the goddamn house is burning up. Because we're not saying, hey, we need to change the way that we're rearing our children when it comes down to having relationships with people on the outside of the family to bring them in. One of the things is courting. Our children don't know how to court. They don't know how to date. And they damn sure don't know how to pick a damn mate. Damn, did I just rhyme again? They don't know it.
I don't.
Because we're putting too much emphasis on color and race and all this crazy ass shit. And that shit is over with. We need to upgrade our way of thinking and how we convey the things to our children that is very important to them. And it's survival. And right now, what we're starting to see is that our children don't know how to survive. They don't. Because what they're doing is talking about a bunch of damn independence and all kind of crazy ass shit when in all actuality, they ain't fucking independent. I know for a fact in my generation, when I was 22, 23, 24, and 25, and I come home from the military and them niggas that was out there bullshitting and fucking off their youth, guess what they were still doing? Living with their mama. Living with their parents, arguing, borrowing fucking people's cars, no license, sitting here, and the first thing that they want to run to is the goddamn state to get some damn EBT or food stamps or whatever the fuck it was. They have no survival skills at all, and they don't know how to work with one another. Because we keep putting fucking emphasis on talking this dumbass Dr. Umar shit. We don't even know how to even teach them how to be interdependent with their mate. Because we talking about motherfucking 50-50 and goddamn other bullshit.
But are you blaming that on? Are you blaming the conversations men are having as the problem of going 50-50 as a problem?
I think it's a problem when you're not talking about how to survive in the world and be interdependent with a mate, because guess what? The one thing that we all end up doing, having somebody to be a mate with, whether we just fucking them or we living with them or whatever. We don't know we haven't taught them how to be courters, to court.
But if they're trying to, I think we were talking about trying to get along in court, but then you had a whole bunch of women talking about, I don't do chain restaurants.
Because they don't know how to court. That's the thing. And this is what I mean by this.
Yeah.
When we're talking about courting is not two people sitting there and going to dinner and movies and shit like that. And then they have sex and then a fucking baby pops up. That's not courting. Courting, right. So courting, it involves the community. Mama, daddy, auntie, uncles, cousins,
but you don't
friends.
Have that. So you
that's my whole. No, you don't work with what you have, because what you have is nothing right now. And that's my whole point. We're giving our kids nothing. 18 years old, well, you got to figure it out. I'm telling you, get you a panel of parents and ask them these two questions. What did you teach your kids about sex? And what did you learn about sex?
I mean, when you say acts of parents, man, I lived it, man. Like I said, my birthday was, I was just turned 34 on Monday, man. Like I lived, my mom and my dad didn't show me how to have a relationship. My mom and my dad didn't show me how to have a healthy relationship. So when you say like ask parents of like what they're teaching, I wasn't taught none of that shit. Didn't come from a healthy household, had parents split up, but I still managed to understand what type of woman I wanted when I was in high school, and I got that woman when I was 27.
Yeah, that's anecdotal. How many of you is out here? How many of you are out here actually having great relationships right now?
I feel like a lot of men will want to have and can have good relationships, but their black counterparts aren't trying to build with them.
So then why would we sit back and tell them that you better not bring no other than black women home with me or a black man home with me? That don't make no sense to me, bro.
You know the point. The point really.
Hold on. You skipped the rail on. I didn't say that a black man has to be with a black woman to have a black family. I never said that. My notion is get with somebody who's on your program. If you're a man and you want to build with somebody, no matter what color she is, get with somebody on your program. Don't just stick to this Dr. Umar shit. I've never stuck to that Dr. Umar shit, even when I was a kid.
But you stuck to the shit that your mom and your grandma told you was that you better not come home with no damn white woman.
Okay, but there's other flavors of that, and I don't even get along with white women like that in the first place. My grandpa introduced me Malcolm X before MLK, so I grew up around Muslims. I grew up around Malcolm X and his teachings and his takes. So I never really liked white girls like that, and I don't get along with them to this day. They're not funny to me. They're not cute. They're not attractive. So just because I don't date white girls don't mean I'm gonna tell somebody else, hey, you got to get with a black girl.
You said that you was gonna do that with your kids. That's what you said.
Are you out of your fucking mind? Are you crazy?
I was gonna do that with my daughter. My daughter can't bring no white boy home. I don't date men. My daughter can't bring no white.
Right. So that's what that's my whole point is. So what is it that we're gonna do, that you're gonna teach her? How are you gonna help her to navigate through this whole thing called the dating pool to courting and then marriage? How are you going to do that? What is your plan with your daughter other than to tell her not to bring no white boy home?
I think you missed a part on saying a lot of black women a lot of this can be fixed if they didn't have superficial dating expectations. A lot of black couples and the black relationships would be here unless a lot of black relationships will be here, but it's not because they're told you don't need a nigga, and they have superficial expectations. So my black daughter will get with a black man because she won't have superficial shit. A lot of us probably got looked over in our preteens, in our 20s because of our superficial stuff.
So let me ask you this question.
I'm not teaching my daughter superficial things.
So let me ask you this question then. Yeah. If your daughter bring you home, so you don't have any kids right now, so we'll say that, let's say that you have them in the next 3 years, right?
Yeah.
And 2030 something, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. 25 years.
Right. And she brings this boy home and he got fucking a perm in his head and he's wearing spandex with some goddamn I don't know what kind of shoes they're gonna be, but they're gonna have the toes out and he gonna be wearing shoes with a thong and right, he gonna be like, yes, bitch, and he's gonna be snapping his fingers. Is that cool with you?
No, it's not gonna be cool.
Okay, but she already got him and she love him, Daddy. I love him, Daddy.
It's not gonna be cool with me. It won't happen because I've talked to girls who don't even hang out with gay men. So like I said, you keep throwing this woulda, coulda, shoulda.
He ain't gay. That's what she got right now.
That's not going to be attractive to her because she sees who her dad is. Just like my wife seen who her dad was, and she gravitated towards that. So let's stop making fake comments on what is attractive to her.
So Seven, I'm being hyperbolic, but what I'm saying is this.
Out there.
No. It's not because this is what I'm trying to tell you. Just because you have in your mind this is not what she's going to do does not mean that that's what she's going to do. You're going to have to deal.
It's not in my mind. I'm telling you what my wife told me. As a little girl that stayed with her mom and dad until she got out the house and got married, who kept her virginity until she was with me. This is her mindset. I wanted somebody like my father, but
so
also better.
We're going to have to stay close to each other because I can't wait till you have a child. And I'm going to stay. And I'm not dying. I'm not gonna die until she's 25 years old. And I want to see where this shit is gonna go.
Hey, but at the same time, as a mature man, you gotta wish well. Don't wish negative. Wish well.
Right? No. It's definitely wishing. It's definitely wishing well. But I'm just saying that what we're saying is, and we just parsing it out, man. But I'm just saying that listen, it's what you see right now, bro. It's going to change drastically, and the reason why we can tell you that is because I've lived long enough to see how drastic the world is now.
Okay,
I'm telling you. We're grown kids, and I'm telling you right now, she ain't going. And I get what you're saying, because there is a part that you would do in the rearing of her to get her and give her,
train her up, train her and train him.
Things.
Yes, and
my question would be the how to, right? How to. Like I said, that's the reason why I said what I said when I said you can ask a bunch of fucking parents. I mean, you can put 100 of them out there and ask them 2 simple ass questions. Where was it that you learned about sex, and what did you teach your kids about sex? I swear to God, bro, you're not going to get any solid answers. You're not going to get any solid answers. It's going to be mostly crickets. And that's where we have the problem at. That's all I'm saying. And you got to also remember that your kid is going to be out in this pool, in this thing that we call the world, with people that's going to have bigger, they're going to have larger influences than you at certain points of their life.
Yeah. Okay.
And you're going to have to fight against that also.
I hear. Hey, we're homeschooling. Yeah. We're going to homeschool.
I feel you.
We're going to homeschool.
But still, I mean, okay.
It's not, man. I just met a millionaire.
I'll see you.
I just met a millionaire on Monday.
You got to be on, Doc, to come up if you want to come up. Your camera has
I just
to be on to come up.
I just met a millionaire in Saginaw, Texas, a couple of days ago while I was selling my semi truck. Millionaire. He does septic tanks. Millionaire. Like, but was going to buy my truck cash, but he didn't have a route for that truck, so I sold it to another guy. Millionaire, right? He has like 12 septic trucks, and I asked him about kids and stuff, and he has like 4 kids. His daughter was they went to a Christian church and a private church, and every kid was different. But his daughter started growing in high school. He took her out of high school, put her in a homeschool. Right? Okay. So his daughter wasn't in the street like that because the wife and the dad protected that daughter to the point where the only person that was giving her that much attention was other girls, because we have a culture of girl and girl. They think each other's attractive and shit. So he was like, I don't have problems with boys. I got problems with girls trying to get on with my daughter at North Texas, because I raised my daughter in a specific way, and her mom, his wife, raised her in a specific way. So I asked them, hey, how'd you raise your kids to where they was on the straight line? Some of them are college. Some of them was trade where they followed him and they driving his trucks. And all I'm saying is I get tired of just hearing us not have hey, I train my kid like this. This is how my kid is going right here. This is how they're doing. Because I see it from the Indians. I see it from the other cultures. So when I hear y'all say you don't know this and you don't know that, I mean, how many of us on this panel was trained how to be a type of dude to where college they didn't have to go to college. They got a trade or a business. Go ahead, man.
No, I mean, you know what?
Hold that thought, R-Pain. Hey, Al Morris in the back. If you want to come up, we got to see your face fully. We can't see the top of your forehead. Also, secondly, guys, the after show after this is going to be fire because I'm going to extend it. However, hold on. Ferg, somebody in the chat said you real quiet on this subject, and they need you to open your goddamn mouth some more. That's what they said. I'm reading it verbatim.
Calling you out, Ferg.
But I will say this as well, guys. We'll have the show right after this one. We probably have about 7 more minutes in this one, and we're going to move over to the Barbershop after show. And so, guys, make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. I am going to put the link in the chat for you guys that are here tonight. I appreciate you being here. Also, to move forward, everybody in the chat, you see that Cash App scrolling at the bottom of the screen right there? And y'all enjoying this conversation? All of y'all need to send $1 or more to the Cash App so this show can continue. All of you, every one of you, It's Cash App only. I need Cash App only. I need y'all in the chat to send at least $25 for me to move this show over to the after show. All right. So y'all can. So it's 20. I mean, 24 watching right now. Y'all in there right now. You're in there right now. You're in there right now. So go ahead and send that, and we be good to go. And I can use that on my trip tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Where you going?
Listen, wait a minute. Anybody out there wants to,
Louisiana?
if anybody out there wants to just send
pick me up before you go there.
Do that too.
Hop on 45.
Listen, you know what? Seven. I hear what you're saying, and Ferg, you can jump in. I mean, listen, it's good to have these expectations and try to follow them. I think when I look back, I say, okay, this is what I do with my kids. You know what? The number one thing I think I did with my kid is give them work ethic. And I talk to them about mistakes. I talk to them about being able to, navigate what's right and wrong. Now, I didn't sit down there and say, well, this is what you need to be a wife and this. I was leaving that shit to my wife. That's why I married her, right? Because that's what she was, right? Mm-hmm. So, but I didn't think about that. But, when I talk to my daughters, we send them out in the world. So homeschooling is not a bad idea. We send them out in the world. Right. And we're finding out that everywhere we send them are fucking bastions of liberalism. Yeah. And all kinds of fuck shit, right? And so, if you ain't there to counteract that stuff, right, in real time, it's hard to overcome all of those crazy influences. And so the major influence I have on my daughters really is that they work their asses off. I mean, they don't complain. They say, I gotta work. I work. And I said, well, shit, I said, in your fucking travels, there ain't no kind of guy. And they're very social, right? I said, but nobody's sweet on you fucking guys. Listen, your mother saved you. You ain't ugly like your father. Your mother's pretty, right? So it ain't that, right? They got nice 4C hair. They take care of it. They're all nice and groomed and shit. And they making money. And the money doesn't matter. But they're really fucking feminine. Right, so they're navigating these waters, trying to find, here's the curse. My oldest daughter said, "Look, Dad, I can't find a guy like you." I said, "Man, no, I didn't know how."
There's assholes everywhere.
I didn't want to say that part, but I wasn't just saying it. But I knew what she meant. I said, I didn't know whether I should take that as a compliment or a curse. There really ain't no guys like me. They ain't really. I said, you know what, honey? You shit out of luck, goddammit. You ain't gonna find out. I'm one of a kind. Of course, I didn't say that. But what I'm saying is, she was thinking, I see what you did for my mother. I see what you're doing for us as a family. I want to know that if I get with a guy, he's gonna be willing to do that same shit. So, well, you gotta put that kind of guy to a test. You gotta see the very first fucking thing you need to do is introduce me to that guy. If you have a guy who's that you like, if I don't know him, then you just fucking around. Mm-hmm. That's the first thing I told her. If I don't, me and your mother don't know the guy. How old is she? My oldest daughter's 33 years old now.
Okay, I'm 30.
She had 2 relationships that I knew of. And they just at one we got to the point where we had a family dinner, but the guy was getting ready to go off to the service. And he's going to be stationed in Spain.
She could have went with him.
What that mean? You know what that means?
She could have went with him.
She can go with him.
She can go.
She didn't.
Blocking a blessing. You the problem.
He ain't wanted to go.
You the problem. You the problem.
I didn't tell her not to go with him.
So she wanted to go. You be okay with it?
If she wanted to go with him, I would have been okay with it.
She only could have went if she was married. That's the only way the military was.
And what I'm saying is, we would have went through the whole pace. I would have said all of that shit, right? All that kind of stuff. But they broke up, and the guy wanted some shit from her that she wasn't willing to give. Mm-hmm. And when she told me that, I don't bet her. I don't.
Probably some freaky shit, probably.
But she really. So all I'm saying, my youngest is 26. My youngest is 26. And, and she gets prettier every day. I said, hey, nobody's sweet on you yet. She said, I ain't thinking about this motherfucker. She's young person. But she got her music. She got all these so So I'm trying to go through the dynamics of a young person because my oldest daughter is still a millennial. My youngest one is a Z. I'm trying to understand how they navigate these worlds. They're social beings. You know,
She
but
got to
this,
just be in the right place. She got to be in the right places, bro. Like
well, you know,
I
but
tell
what
my
I'm saying
homies,
is,
bro, you got to be in the right place to meet that girl. That may be at an art museum, at a soul festival. You not
yeah,
out
I
here
had
at
those
you
conversations.
know what I mean? Like you just got to be in the right place.
I had those conversations. Well, she don't go. They don't go to like the nightclub and all that kind of shit. Yeah, we had those conversations, but you know what? I can't dictate this shit no more.
No, you can't. I mean, what we can do is just give them the like for me, I'm like 7 a.m. Based off what my mother told me, I just sort of always align with that, but I also had sisters. So I always wanted women that looked like my sisters. I wasn't that, listen, some of my best friends in high school were white. Some of the white girls used to come pick me up, take me to concerts. They would buy weed. They would do all that. I just didn't find them attractive to me. For my son, even though I gave him the same thing, he's a little bit different.
Well, that's self-hate.
No,
hey, hold on. Let me tell you something now. Those white girls back in the day, in your day, Coach Ferg, those girls back in the day when you were a kid, those white girls, they were built. They were built like Rambo.
No,
and they couldn't dance worth shit.
Listen. Hold on.
White girls today, these white girls today, you have to tap them on the shoulder and make them turn around to see if they actually white.
But what wasn't happening to not I guess influence a lot of brothers to go to any other races that the women of my time, JT, I think they wasn't sitting there telling us that we wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
Right. Brothers today are hearing that.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. And the fact that they hearing it from the woman that they want by default, that's what's causing them to look at other outside of the dynamic of what we grew up on.
Hold that thought, because we're gonna go over to the after show. So hold that thought, guys. The link is in the chat. The YouTube link is in the chat, or you can just come right back and you'll see us. You'll see it live up at the top up there. And thank you guys for being here. All of you guys are watching right now. All right, just click out of this. Go to the next live. You'll see it live. It'll say the after show, Barbershop after show, and we're gonna pick up where Coach Ferg left off. But I appreciate you guys coming, man. I appreciate you guys being a part of the show tonight. And come on over with us into the next show, and we'll see you guys in less than a minute. All right. So we out of this one, going into the next one. All right, let's go. Here we go.